Hello, friends. It's been a minute. Ooh, dropping everything. Okay, so wait for everyone to get here and then we'll get started. We're gonna do a really simple makeup look. Kind of like, this is like my running errands look. I have some stuff to do today, so I just thought I'd throw my makeup on. Might as well do it with you guys. I feel like you guys are gonna really like this makeup look because it's very simple. It's not a lot of product. It's just very easy, which I think you guys will love. And we're not really using any foundation. So I always love to do each live with like a different type of coverage. Sometimes I repeat the coverages, but I have been switching it up lately. So I've done the Liquid Touch foundation tutorial. I've done the spray foundation tutorial, stick foundation, and then I did the BB cream on Saturday. Was it Saturday? I believe Saturday. And so today I'm going to show you guys how to achieve a great full coverage look using basically just concealer. Of course, we're going to use other products to like set the makeup look, but if you have more dry prone skin, I don't feel like you would need to set it as much as I would because I have oily skin, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it. My earrings, I believe, are from 1110 Leather. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to use 2 shades of concealer actually today. So what I love about this makeup look is that there's no like really heavy intense coverage, and it's also going to be really light on the skin. So again, if you're not like a huge fan of how makeup feels on your skin, I feel like you're going to really love this coverage or this makeup look. So we're going to use our Skin Solution Concealer in the shade Organza for our under eye, and then I'm going to use the same exact product, the Skin Solution Concealer, but this time I'm going to use it in the shade Lace, which is 1 shade darker, for all over. And I'm just going to kind of just mark up my face, kind of more so going over where I have any blemishes or redness or anything like that. So basically a little bit all over. Thank you. Yay, hi guys. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the smaller blending bud first and just blend this out. And these are going to be damp, so you always want to make sure to wring out your blending buds underneath the water just to make them more damp, so it's going to blend out your foundation concealers the best. It's also going to help to make your makeup look so much smoother as opposed to if you were not using them. All right, so I just used a smaller one for just my under eyes, and now I'm going to go ahead and, thank you, and I'm going to blend this out all over. So with the Skin Solution Concealer, it doesn't blend out like as easily as like a liquid would, so you might have to use a little bit of more of a swiping motion than we typically would when applying our coverage, so just keep that in mind. But like I said, if you are into that coverage that doesn't feel like you're wearing anything on your skin, but that's still really full, you're gonna love this coverage. Again, we're just using our concealer all over. And always make sure to blend it out into those like obvious places, meaning like around your ear and then down your neck, because you don't want to see any disconnect of like where you have coverage versus where you don't. And that's super easy to do, just to make sure to kind of pull down in those areas. Yes, I don't use any moisturizer for myself. For my pre-makeup routine, like my skincare wise, I do the rose water as my moisturizer. So that's my preference on how to hydrate my skin before I put on any makeup, because like I said, I don't love that feeling of moisturizer underneath my makeup. So what I do in the morning is I wash my face, I use my eye cream. Highly recommend to make sure you're doing that. Use your eye cream all over, and then I use my rose water. So the rose water can be a toner and it's going to be a moisturizer. So I love that combination. All right, so now you have your choice to either move on or add more coverage. I'm just going to go in with my shade Lace in the Skin Solution Concealer one more time, and just kind of anywhere that looks like I want a little bit more coverage, or like that I look like it's not blended well enough, I'll go in with just a tad bit more. Which again, we're using the blending buds to blend this out. Highly recommend. Another thing that I really love about doing this is that the concealer actually has caffeine infused into it. So when you use it on your under eyes, you get like an instant little eye lift, but when you use it all over your skin, all over your face, it gives you like a facelift. It's very, not firming in the part that it makes you feel like dry or anything like that, but you get a very firming effect, which is wonderful. It feels so, so good. Oh, thank you. All right, so we're just blending this out all over, and then we're going to set it. I also love how fast this coverage is because, boom, we've done everything we're going to do. Foundation, concealer, done. So again, we just did the Skin Solution Concealer all over. For the Rose Water, it's going to be under toner on my website. All right, so like I said, I need to set my makeup because I have oily skin, but if you don't have oily skin, you can move on to the pressed powder portion. But I'm going to use the Touch Behold Translucent Setting Powder from Younique all over. And this is going to draw out the natural oils of our skin. It's going to trap those oils, so instead of them pushing against our concealer, making it crease, look shiny, or come off altogether, it's just going to be absorbed into that area. So, love that. I love that for us. So we're going to use the setting powder anywhere where we may get shiny, greasy, oily. But like I had mentioned, if you don't have oily skin, you could skip this step. If you have dry skin and you still want to set your makeup like this, I would use the Prime to Set powder, which is a really great setting, dropping everything, which is a really great setting powder as well for dry skin. And then you'll just take your fan brush and sweep, sweep, sweep. Now, if you need to be color matched for this coverage, just comment color match down below and I'll private message you. And I'll give you a full recommendation on the products that you should use. So make sure to comment color match down below. And then when you do, make sure that you check your requested folder because that's where, if we've never talked on Facebook before, that's where it's going to be. Okay, where my message will be is what I was getting at. All right, so now we're going to do the pressed powder in the shade Taffeta. So with this, I will mention, a lot of people think that you can't wear pressed powder if you have like mature skin or dry skin, and I'm here to like blow that myth out of the water. This is so good for all skin types. This is the pressed powder in the shade Taffeta, and what's really awesome about this new pressed powder is not only does it have shea butter infused in it and vitamin E, so it's going to be extremely hydrating for your skin, but it also provides like a medium coverage by itself. So what's really awesome about this coverage is that you don't need a bunch of other foundations to achieve that really nice light to medium coverage. And I'm applying with a big giant kabuki brush all over, just like that. So I've only done one side of my face. Click that little thumbs up if you see the difference on coverage. I've only done this side of my face with the pressed powder. Isn't that so crazy? Like so much of a difference on, hold on, let me black someone, on how soft of the coverage that is. Isn't that nuts? Telling you guys, the pressed powder makes a big difference, especially if you guys aren't achieving the coverage that you're wanting. I remember talking to a girl, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, I have tried your foundation and it doesn't give the coverage that it looks like online. I'm like, well, are you putting primer on? She goes, no. I'm like, are you setting it with pressed powder? She's like, no. I'm like, well, you can't expect to bake a cake only using one ingredient and then go to the chef and be like, my cake doesn't taste like the cake that you made. You have to use the ingredients. You have to use the combination that you see. So I'm telling you, if you're wanting that really soft, gorgeous complexion with this makeup, I'm telling you, this pressed powder is the key. It is so pretty. So, so stunning. All right, so that was pressed powder and Taffeta. Apply with a big kabuki brush. You guys like that story. What should I use for really dry skin? I love the BB Flawless and I love the Stick Foundation. Those would probably be my favorites. This coverage, this makeup routine is going to be for my gals who don't really like wearing makeup. If you're like, gosh, I don't really want to wear a ton of makeup, but I want to take away redness. I want to hide any discolorations. I want to hide blemishes. This coverage will be for you. It literally looks phenomenal, but I love that I can still see my freckles. I can still see my skin. It doesn't look like I have a ton of makeup on. It doesn't look like I have anything on. I have mature dry skin. I use powder every day. Yes, make sure you moisturize and sunscreen before you start your makeup. Good advice. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. All right, so now for the finishing touches. So we're going to go in with our Beachfront Bronzer in the shade I'm using it in the shade Hermosa, which is like the middle shade. The shade Sunset is still in stock. I would make sure to take advantage of that before it's gone. Once the bronzers are gone, they're gone. So make sure to take advantage if you have not grabbed yours yet. And I'm going to pop this into the hollows of my cheeks. I went a little heavy on that side, but I'm going to show you how to fix that. And then around the forehead, again, I just kind of like dot the two temples, and then I'll slowly start bringing that down. All right, so now if you are like this, if you put on your bronzer and it looks just like that, here's how you're going to fix it. You're not going to go in with more bronzer. You're going to take your brush and you're going to just swirl it in the cap, okay? Then you're going to go over where you went too much, and you're going to very lightly swirl over this area. You can even take a paper towel or something and work off anything that's left over. You're just going to swirl just like this, okay? Then you're going to take your pressed powder that you had, and you're just going to go right over top of it, just like that. Not only is it going to lessen the product, but it's going to blend it out and make it look like you're A-okay. So if you ever go in with too much, that's how you fix it. Yes, Sunset is a really great shade for bronzer. I feel like it's one of the better shades because it's very light. So if you are wanting to contour but not wanting it to look like you have this like really intense contour, make sure to grab the shade Sunset, which again, I don't know how much stock stock is left. So make sure to grab the Beachfront bronzer in the shade Sunset. Right here, RheaHopeBeauty.com is where you want to buy all of this makeup because everything has a love it guarantee. If you need any help picking out your products, picking out your concealer, picking out your bronzer, comment color match down below and I will be so happy to help you. All right, so now for blush, we're going to use the shade Sisterly, which is my favorite because it's just so dang pretty on all skin tones, on all skin types. It illuminates your cheek structure, it highlights your cheekbones. It just elevates this whole makeup look drastically. It's so, so pretty. And I love that it's not too bold of a pink either. So it's not going to look like you're wearing all this blush. It's very soft and subtle, but still makes a statement. Is there a bundle? Yes, there is a bundle this month, but it's on eyes. So the bundle this month is on the Twisted Mascara or 4D, any eyeliner or liquid liner, and any liquid eyeshadow. So you got all of those at a discount. And that's going to be under the June special. Okay, so now, yay, how fancy. So now we're going to go ahead and comb through our brows, and then we're going to do our eyebrows. So if you missed it, Younique just launched a new brow product. So this is the brow pomade and powder. You want both. You need both. And then you're going to want to make sure to grab the Spoolie Brow Artist brush. This brush is going to be very important. So what you want to do for your brows is I will tap it into the pomade on both sides of the angled brush. And then I'll tap it on both sides of the angled brush into the powder. So pomade, then powder, okay? Then I go from the bottom corner. So the trick to getting really nice looking eyebrows is light hands. Very, very light hands. Rebecca, yes, use the code ENJOY on my Lange website, which I will leave you in the comments. Okay, so like I was saying, the trick with doing your eyebrows is light hands. Not pushing super, super hard is going to make all the difference on getting really natural looking eyebrows. If you're pushing too hard on whatever you're using, whether you're doing powder or pencil, if you're pushing really hard, they're going to look really dark. They're going to look like they're stamped on. So if you want a more subtle look, you have to have light hands. So just practice light hands. But I really love using the pomade and powder because I feel like it gives you really good control of how dark or how much of a statement your brows are. So if you haven't been loving using the brow pencil, I would urge you to try doing it this way. All right, so again, down here. And then so I basically will just outline the brows and then I'll color them in. The pomade is to cling on to the powder, so it makes it a little bit more pigmented, and also the pomade helps to nourish your brows, and also the pomade helps to lay the brow hair down so you don't have any brow hair moving around. So it's very important to make sure you're using both the brow pomade and powder. And they have the option to be able to get the little case, which has both. There's 5 colors. There's the blonde, the brown, the auburn, the dark brown, and the black. So lots of color options as far as what color brow hair you have. You won't go off of what hair color you have, obviously. You go off of what your natural hair color is. So to keep that in mind too. Someone the other day was like, why don't you use the blonde? Because you're blonde. I'm like, well, my brows are not blonde. And also, if my brows were blonde, I probably would look a little silly. Okay. And then once I've like filled them in, then I go in with a pomade. And then I will just graze over the whole brow itself. And again, this pomade is going to nourish your eyebrows, and it's also going to help to lay down the brow hair. Something else I wanted to mention too, which is really, really awesome that they're doing, is that the brow pomade and powder actually have the same ingredients that our lash serum has. So it's actually going to help your lashes grow, or I'm sorry, help your brow hair grow while you're wearing it. All right, I'm going to show you guys this little trickaroo. So if you ever feel like you went too low, I feel like I went too low right there. So this is how you fix it. I'm going to take this is the cream shadow brush, but it's just, it's kind of like a concealer brush. I'm going to take the teeny tiniest amount of concealer. You can do foundation, anything liquid, really. And I'm even going to like wipe off most of that too. I want the smallest amount. Like that. And then what you want to do is you'll just kind of very light-handedly, again, graze over wherever you feel like you went too high, you went too low. You just want to clean it up. Just like that. Voila. So if you're afraid, if you're like, oh gosh, I don't know if I could do it, have no fear. Concealer is here to clean it up. And that's how it's done. All finished. Okay, so now for this eye look, we're going to go real pretty, real soft. Red habit, let my hair grow out because I have so much silver. What color would I use? That's a toughie. Send me a selfie and I'll give you a recommendation on what color you are. Okay, so now for eyes. We're going to do the eyeliner in the shade Pristine. I really love this eyeliner, especially for my mature ladies, or if you wear glasses, or if you have hooded eyes, or just smaller eyes in general. This is really going to pop. It's going to make your eyes look so much brighter, whiter. Really draw the attention to your eyes. And I love that the eyeliner is creamy, glides on, easy to apply, doesn't build up or run in your tear duct or anything like that. And you're just going to pop that all over the waterline. And like I said, that is really going to like draw the attention to the eyes and make them look really wide awake. What color did you use your brows? I did the brown color. Okay, so now for eyes. We're going to go in with the liquid eyeshadow in the shade Reverent. And I'm just going to pop this on the inner corner. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my cream shadow brush, the same brush that I did my concealer with, and I'm just going to soften and blend that out just like that. I'm only going to do the inner corner. This is a really easy trick, especially if you have hooded eyes or smaller eyes, to be able to still draw the attention to the eyes and make it look like you have eyeshadow on without having to wear eyeshadow. Just like that. And then blend it out. So it gives the illusion that you have this whole like eye look, but really it's just making your inner eye pop. Just like so. And I love the liquid eyeshadow because it does not crease, does not budge, doesn't smudge, doesn't do nothing. It's so, so good at staying in place. So again, the best option if you have hooded eyes, fine lines and wrinkles. And like I had mentioned before, the liquid eyeshadows, as well as the Twisted Mascara, as well as the 4D Mascara, and the eyeliners are on sale in the June special. So if you haven't tried this makeup yet, and you're like, I don't want to really spend a lot, but I want to try it, the June special is the way to go. It gives you a really good taste on how amazing the products are, while saving a bunch of money. There. All right, so now I'm going to set my makeup using the setting spray. I always set my makeup before I do my mascara. That way my mascara doesn't feel more wet and causes transferring or anything like that. So if you are having trouble with your mascara ending up all over your face, definitely make sure to set your makeup before you do your mascara. So the setting spray is going to be really important because it's going to add moisture into your foundations, which helps it to expand and look so much more softer and more natural on your skin. So making sure that you're setting your makeup is going to be really, really important. I know, I love the liquid eyeshadows. It's so good. All right, we're going to throw on our lips really fast because we're just going to use a lip butter. We're going to use the shade Casual Friday. This is my favorite, hands down, lip butter. Without a question. It has really gorgeous hues of like brown. It is so pretty. Isn't that so gorgeous? Oh, I love it. Super soft. What I love about the lip butters is they're like a cross between like a chapstick and a lip gloss without the stickiness. So good. They kind of have a mentholy, almost like a menthol smell to them, but they don't burn. They don't like have any tingling at all. And they come in a bunch of colors. You can actually use these over anything, over any lipstick, lip gloss, you name it. And again, I use the shade Casual Friday, which is still in stock. It's going to be under lips, under lip care, actually. Because like I said, it's kind of like a chapstick. It's like a tinted chapstick. But one of my favorites. Makes my lips look so pouty. I love it. Okay, so that was a lash primer. You just did inner. Yes, I only did the inner. I stopped like where the center of my eye is. I didn't use any foundation except for the pressed powder, if you want to call that a foundation. But I did the Skin Solution Concealer in the shade Organza and in the shade Lace for all over. So I basically just used concealer. And I'll make sure to upload my full makeup look on my story or on my looks tab today, which if you haven't checked that out yet, I'll leave that link in the comments for you guys. But that is where I link all of the makeup looks. You can watch them on the replay. You can shop the whole makeup look. It's perfect, especially for like getting inspiration on like what makeup looks to do. Or if you're just looking for like a signature look. Alright, so now I'm using the Twisted Mascara, which as I mentioned before, this has argan oil, keratin, and biotin infused in it, so it's going to help your lashes grow while you're wearing it. The new brow products also have the same ingredients, so like I said, it's really going to help your lashes and your brows grow. Alright, so I went ahead and did 2 coats of the top, and then now I'm going to go ahead and go in with a smaller wand and just kind of fine tune and do the bottom lash just a little bit. Because like I said, I want to maintain this like really fresh look. I do not have lash extensions now. I've never had lash extensions. I use the Esteem Lash Serum every single night before bed, which is again under my website, RheaHopeBeauty.com. It's going to be under lashes. It's only $24. So I use the Esteem Lash Serum on my lashes every single night, and then I use the Twisted Mascara. Highly recommend. And then the lash primer also really helps for getting that length. So that was a whole makeup look, you guys. Super fresh, super soft, and it doesn't feel like I have anything on. And we're not wearing liquid foundation, we're not wearing BB cream, we're not wearing anything. We're using concealer. We did concealer all over, and then we set it with our pressed powder to achieve just a really gorgeous look. And I'm telling you guys, when you throw in a really subtle, pretty contour and that blush, again, we didn't do any highlight. I just did the blush in Sisterly. You get this like dolled up makeup look, but no one has to know that we're not wearing any actual foundation. So again, make sure to comment color match down below if you need any recommendation for our lips. We're just wearing Casual Friday. Make sure to grab that. For Botox, I have my full like Q&A. I have all the details on Botox saved on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. My name there is Rhea Hope, and you can check out the highlights for all of that info. But again, let me know if you guys have any questions. Comment color match down below if you need any help. And make sure you're shopping down here, RheaHopeBeauty.com. Grab that bronzer before it's gone. Like I said, I don't know how much stock they have left, and once that's gone, it's gone. So make sure to grab the bronzer ASAP. All right, guys, I love you all. See you soon. Bye.